Wondered how big ideas change the world? Well, let's dive into the fascinating world of dialectics, a concept that's evolved through centuries, from simple dialogues to powerful systems of thought. Think of it like this. It's a way of seeing the world as a constant back and forth, a dance of ideas that drives change. Our story begins in ancient Greece, with philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle using dialogue to explore ideas. Fast forward to the modern era, and we meet Immanuel Kant, who really stirred the pot questioning the limits of human understanding. But then came Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel and Karl Marx. These two thinkers took dialectics to a whole new level, forever changing how we see history and society. But how did these big shifts happen? First, let's talk about Hegel. He saw the world as a giant process of ideas clashing and evolving. He believed that every idea or phenomenon contains its own contradiction, which pushes it to transform. Hegel famously used a triad to explain this process: thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. It's like this. You have an initial idea, then something challenges it, and then you get a new, more complete understanding. For example, Hegel talked about pure being, this very abstract idea. He said that it actually turns into nothing because of this abstraction, and from there, the concept of becoming appears. He applied this to everything, from the development of ideas to the very movement of history itself. Even the famous master-slave story shows how conflict creates change, with the potential for the lower status person to change the social order. For Hegel, all of this is part of the absolute spirit driving history towards freedom. Now let's turn to Karl Marx. He was heavily influenced by Hegel, but he saw things differently. Marx argued that material conditions, like economic systems and class relations, are the real drivers of history, not the spirit. He said, and I quote, "He turned Hegel's dialectics from its head to its feet. Instead of ideas driving history, he believed material realities do." Marx focused on class struggle. He saw that society is shaped by these contradictions between those who own the means of production and those who work. According to Marx, these tensions eventually lead to big social changes, like revolutions. For him, dialectics was not just a way to understand the world, but a tool to transform it. So while Hegel saw ideas as the key to change, Marx pointed to material reality. Despite their differences, both believed that contradictions are the essence of change, and that's really fascinating. Their work has had a profound impact on how we see reality. Hegel showed us how dialectics works as a philosophical system explaining the world, and Marx transformed it into a tool for analyzing social change. These thinkers have sparked countless debates and inspired many different schools of thought, all trying to make sense of our world and where it is going. Ultimately, Hegel and Marx showed us that the world is not static. It's a dynamic process full of contradictions, and those contradictions are the driving force of change. Whether you believe that ideas or material realities are the key driver, one thing is clear. Understanding dialectics is crucial to understanding the big transformations of the modern world. So, what do you think about dialectics? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to check out our other videos on big ideas that have shaped the world.